6:30 Saturday evening, our Vendée Flash, and on the menu this evening, well, the doldrums and indeed the equator. At the leading the pack just now is Louis Burton, 10th leader. He indeed was the first leader way back on day one on Sunday the 8th of November. Louis, remember, jumped the gun. He's now crossing the equator this evening probably. He's got a little bit of a lead ahead of Charlie Dallin, and we might even claim him as Welsh. Remember, his father is Welsh. But that's Louis Burton leading Charlie Dallin by just a couple of miles just now. And let's look at the ranking. So indeed, Louis Burton leading by 3.1 miles, in fact, on the standings at 6 o'clock this evening. Charlie Dallin in second, Louis doing 19.2 knots, Charlie doing 16.9. Boris Herrmann, remember, he made a little bit of an adjustment to the west. He's now back up to speed, doing 19.2 knots this evening. In terms of distance runs, well, 450.9 miles for Louis Burton. That tells its own story. Boris Herrmann, 425.9, and Charlie Dallin doing 409.7 in the last 24 hours up to 6 o'clock this evening. Thomas Riong, well, he's lost a little bit of distance still. He's, by comparison, 391 miles over 24 hours. He's 93.1 miles behind the leader and 50 miles behind Boris Herrmann, who is quicker. Damien Sagan in fifth just now, they're benefiting from that position out in the east. He's 120.4 miles behind the leader. Yannick Bestaven in sixth, so Sagan passing Bestaven. Giancarlo Pedotti in seventh, Benjamin Dutreux in eighth, and Jean Le Cam in ninth. Maxime Sorel in 10th. And then looking at our internationals further down the table, we see Alan Rura in 15th, going nicely. Pip Hare in 17th. And Pip sent us a video earlier on in the day. She's rediscovering her mojo. She's had a few moments when she's been reflecting, but she's back on full mojo. And this is Pip earlier today.
Welcome to quite a serene evening on the Atlantic. I was hoping to share a beautiful sunset with you, but actually it's clouded over. It's been really nice all day. It's clouded over now. I'm heading north, and around midnight I'm going to tack and head to the west, because there's a very nasty little low pressure system developing to the west of me. And if I carry on north, I'm going to get clobbered by like 50 knots of wind probably. And I don't want that. So I've got to go west. I've got no choice. Bit gutted about it, and I think, you know, I could have navigated this bit better. I am going to lose time, but there we go. It's done. Move on. I think the last couple of days, well, I guess the last weeks really, I lost a little bit of my mojo. I think it was just having all the problems on board. Just my focus started to just really zoom into the boat. And I was only focusing on what was happening on the boat and dealing with those problems. And I stopped looking outside and getting this global perspective on where I am and what I'm doing. So today I've just had a bit of a rethink of things. And I've been outside a lot. I've been just feeling the ocean and the air, and getting my head back into the fact that, you know, I've got 6,000 miles left to sail, and I will have sailed around the world in an IMOCA. And actually, this stretch of water is quite a poignant stretch of water for me, because in about 2 days' time, I will be level with Uruguay. And on the 2nd of January 2009, I left Uruguay in my boat, in my 40-foot cruiser racer, and I sailed single-handed to the UK. And that was the start of my journey to the Vendée. I'd never sailed overnight solo before. It was the first ever ocean trip I'd done on my own, and actually I came back through this stretch of water at the same time as the Vendée Globe competitors were coming back through that stretch of water as well. So for me to be here now 11 years later and sailing in Imoca on the final stretch of the Vendée Globe is really special. And I made a mistake, I've messed up. I need to get out of the way of this low pressure, get my head back in the game. We've still got 6,000 miles to bash out, and they're going to be good ones, because this is good.
So that's Pip here, regaining her mojo, again reconnecting with the elements and everything she's all about on Medallia. In 17th place, let's look down the rankings. I say 17th, she's doing 9.7 knots this evening. A little bit further down, well, Didac Costa is still about 600 miles behind Pip on One Planet, One Ocean. He's doing 14.4 knots this evening. And then Kojiro Shiraishi, well, Pip was talking about a particular stretch of water that's special to her from her previous history. So too, Kojiro Shiraishi was talking about a stretch of water which was particularly special for his mentor in the previous times. And this was Kojiro Shiraishi today.
ついに来ました。フォークランドです。私は実にスタートから初めて陸地を見ました。初めて陸地を見ましたね。何日ぶりだ、60何日ぶりですね。よかった。僕ね、4回ホーム岬越えてるんですが、1回もフォークランド見たことがなかったんですね。嬉しいな。実はうちの師匠とですね、多田裕子と上村直美さんがこのフォークランド沖ですれ違ってんですね。上村直美さんが南極横断、フォークランド紛争で南極横断を断念して船で帰る途中に、なんと BOC 第1回の出場中の多田さんとこのフォークランド沖ですれ違うんですね。で、お互いに多田さんが上村さんね励ましてるというね、無線のやり取りを以前聞いたことあります。実はその録音テープもあるんですね。だから本当に冒険家の友情っていうのはね、この偶然、このフォークランド沖で偶然出会ってね、お互い励まし合ったんだなということで、ちょっと感慨深い、この沖です。
And it is a great story. If those of you who have been following the Vendée Globe for a while now, inspired by it, do get on Google, get onto the Vendée Globe website, follow the story of Kojiro and indeed his mentor, Yuko Tada. It's an incredible story and well worth catching up with. Tomorrow, join us live on the Vendée Globe show at 12:30 UTC, 1:30 here in France. Any questions, do post them on Facebook, Twitter, or indeed on Instagram. We'll see you tomorrow.